All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Switch 20. Really appreciate you all for joining our 20th Switch event tonight. It's been a long journey between Boulder and Denver. Many of you have been along for many of them. How many, though, have never been to a Switch event before tonight? Awesome, yeah. Great. Round of applause for y'all. Thank you. Give it up. We appreciate you deciding to check this out on your Thursday evening. For those who haven't been to Switch before, Switch is a group that is designed to bring together professionals in the clean energy spaces to share different ideas, innovative thoughts through light, humorous, fun presentations, which you'll get to see 8 of here tonight, in order to just overall advance the clean energy future, right? Regardless of what technology you kind of bring background from, we embrace everything here. We know that there's not going to be any one single solution for our clean energy future. The way we do this is you'll see these Pecha Kucha style presentations, which we'll go through tonight. These focus on auto-advancing the slides, which really forces the presenters here to stay on the edge of their seats, keep things light, really bounce between topics and not get into anything with too much detail. So we think that that makes for a great platform, a great medium for everyone to take away as much as they can from this evening. We've had an absolute pleasure putting together tonight's program of speakers. I'm really excited to see the various topics that we have tonight. And we're really excited that you all can share this with us as well. We'll have 4 speakers speak back to back with brief introductions from Mr. Bill LeBlanc, who I'll introduce here shortly. We'll take a short intermission. Then we'll have 4 more speakers go, and then we'll conclude the night with like a brief kind of little ceremony hangout here until close. We asked to help facilitate that as much as possible to improve and increase the amount of time that we have available after to us. Please grab your chair afterwards, okay? So when we get done tonight, grab your chair. There will be some stands to set them upon, and that'll allow all of us to just enjoy this space for as long as we possibly can. Before we get into tonight's program, I do want to make a few announcements. First of all, big round of applause for our sponsors here tonight who were able to allow this all to happen. It definitely takes a lot to keep 100 people happy and fed, and so we appreciate Woods Boss, all of our sponsors here who have helped make that possible. Secondly, we will be hosting our Switch 21 event this fall in Boulder. So fall in Boulder, Switch 21. If you're interested in speaking at that one, come talk to anybody that's in the Switch t-shirts with the blazers. We'd love to talk to you about it early, but we will make an official speaker call as that gets closer as well. Between now and the fall, we do want to have a few events here in Denver and Boulder as well. So keep your eyes out. Look at our LinkedIn page, our email posts. We want to do, ideally, a clean energy trivia night, which we want to host somewhere. And we also want to do potentially some board game nights and other smaller events as well to keep things going between now and Switch 21 in the fall. Last announcement, we also have a few shirts for sale back there. I believe it's $8 for t-shirts, $23 for a hoodie, and $28 if you want a pair of the t-shirt and the hoodie. I think that is it with my announcements. So let's get on to the main presentation here tonight. I'd like to introduce Bill LeBlanc, who is the president and chief instigator at LeBlanc Energy Innovation. He works with utilities and governments in helping them better understand marketing and consumer behavior around energy efficiency, electric vehicles, renewables. He was the founding president of the Association of Energy Services Professionals, AESP, and has also spent a number of years doing amateur stand-up comedy in the Denver area, places like Comedy Works and the Improv. Yeah. But best of all, we have been lucky enough to have Bill as our MC for at least 12, if not 14, maybe 16 of these 20 events here, which has been an absolute pleasure. So without further ado, let me introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Bill LeBlanc.
Thank you, sir. You covered most of the stuff I was going to do. So anyway, let's, yeah, well, thanks for having me again. So I've done all of the switches in Boulder, and I think this is my second one here in Denver, which is I can't believe you guys packed this place. Look at it. Look around. This is a Thursday night. All right. So we had our first time. Show me the first timers again. So a lot of you. Yeah, that's awesome. And how many's been 4 or more? 4 more. So a few. And how many of you are going to duck out at 8 for the Nuggets game? Oh, wow. We're going to lose. And the bartenders are gone. So that's too bad. So I was running a little bit late to get down here driving, and I guess I was going a little fast, so I got pulled over to North Denver. And they're like, why do they take so long after they pull you over to actually come up to your car? Isn't it obvious I'm in a hurry? I mean, come on. So I only give them 3 minutes before I take off again, and they don't really like that. So they ran up and says, and first thing he asks is like, why were you going so fast? And I go, well, I just didn't see you in time to slow down. You don't know how this works at all, do you? And so I've got a lot of discussions going on with police. I did want to ask you guys, just again, I like surveying my crowd a bit. So how many of you would consider yourself Gen Z? Gen Z, okay, good. And how many would be considered millennial? A lot of millennials. See, 10 years ago, you guys wouldn't have come to this because you were out partying, right? But now it's like, okay, I got a kid, so I might as well get out of the house. And then the Gen Xers, good, and boomers. Boomers. Now we gotta go. Okay, not bad. So, Gen Xers always like, they don't get any respect. No one pays any attention to them. So I just want to talk a little bit more about the program today. Let me see. We got this. Oh, I did want to have all of the Switch volunteers stand up and give them a big round of applause because they do an amazing job. They did, it is a well-oiled machine. Hopefully everything will work today. We don't know. But I'm going to do a little something different. Instead of doing some stand-up, I'm actually going to have a little contest between the Gen Zers and the boomers. So please, my 2 boomers and my 2 Zers, come on up for your questions. All right. These are brave volunteers. I assume the Zers should be on my left, my far left. My Zer. Yeah. Zers on the far left. Stage left. All right. Boomers over here. And face. We got an extra person? Like, who's in charge? I thought I wasn't, and now he's down. This is what happens with the old ones. Oh, you're all right? Okay, phew, it was like CPR. That's why you guys are up here. Hi, what's your name?
Lily.
And
Noah.
And?
Stu.
Edward. All right, we got it. All right, so I'm just going to ask you a series of questions. You might know them, but I'm going to start with a toss-up question. This is a good one. This is actually an energy question. You can talk to each other and come up with an answer within 7 seconds. So name 3 of the top 5 states that produce electricity with renewable power limited to just wind and solar. No hydro. You done? All right, what you got?
So 3 states could equal 1 state in the form of Texas.
Incorrect. Did you have an idea?
We said Texas.
All right, Texas, no.
California, Arizona, and
Texas.
And Texas. So does anybody in here amongst energy professionals from the Denver area know the real answer? What? Oh, God. Number 1. Where am I? Number 1 is Iowa at 57%. Who had Iowa? All right. Number 2. You're never going to guess number 2. South Dakota. Yeah. The great democratic state of Kansas is next, and then Oklahoma, and then North Dakota. Remember, I excluded, this was only wind and solar, and these are not solar. All right, good warm up? You happy? All right. So boomer question number 1. Why is TikTok vertical?
Because it's not horizontal.
All right. So why is TikTok vertical?
So you can swipe faster.
Come on, audience. Why? Yes, done on the phone. It's a smartphone. All right. 0 points. And so far it's 0 to 0. All right, this is going really well. Okay. Your question, this is an easy one, is what is a princess phone? Princess phone. You can pass on this if you like. Princess phone?
Got to ask my teenager.
Yeah, can I call my grandson?
It's going really well. All right. Okay. Back in the day when we had just black phones that were big, and the ones you see in the 1930s shows, they came out with an innovative phone that was slimline and acted exactly the same, and everybody wanted one. It was called the Princess phone. Why? Because they wanted to add another line into the house so they could make a lot more money, and that Princess phone went into a teenager's room. See, you're learning so much tonight. We're going to skip the actual talks. All right, Gen Z question. This is a 3-part question. I think you're going to have this one. What is the typical number of photos that you get on a roll of Kodak film? What do you think?
24.
Yes, good answer. All right. What did you do with the film once you took pictures?
Develop it.
You
Yourself?
take it out and you put it in one of those little orange things with the lids, and you take it to Walgreens.
There you go. And then how do you delete photos? Is the last question.
You tear up the negatives.
A negative? No. All right. You got 11 points on that one. That was awesome. It's fantastic. All right. What is Snapchat and why is it unique?
Again, I got to call my teenager.
You can't phone your teenager every single time I'm asking you a teenager question.
It's Apple. That's unique, right?
Yeah, Apple. Does anybody in here have Apple? It's so unique. So Snapchat, things disappear. So you send it and then they disappear. That's the intent. Of course, they don't really disappear because Snapchat owns them all. All right, back to you guys. This is just a true or false. So you just answer one of those, true or false. And you might be wrong. But there's an app called Tenderfoot, true or false. There's an app called Tenderfoot where people choose their dates based only on the photos of their feet.
Oh, false.
It's got to be true, right?
You think, okay, because it's too weird. Okay, so it's true.
No, I made it up. It's a good idea, right? You can make some money. This is a good one. What's the difference between the white pages and the yellow pages?
One's businesses. One's people's addresses and the other's businesses.
All right. I tested these with my millennial son, and he goes, the color. All right. So you got 11 more points, so you have 22, and you guys are at, what are you at? You're at -4. I'm giving you a bonus of 50 points. All right. Oh, this one's, when someone tells you to go touch grass, what are they telling you to do?
Go up to the store in Boulder.
What do you think? What's touch grass? Come on.
Like when you need to ground yourself after a crazy weekend, you got go touch some grass.
Yeah. Does that sound right? Go outside, dude. Get off the game. I got one for you guys. Name 3 things about commercial flying that are very different than flying today compared to 30 years ago. Very different.
You can't smoke on a plane anymore.
That's 1.
TSA.
2. You're going to get a lot of points pretty soon. 1 more. Anybody? What? Yeah. Well, food. They can give you food and all. There are a lot of differences. I loved it. Yes. All right. And we got one more. Let me see. What does it mean to be caught in 4K?
Clueless.
That is incorrect.
It's 4K has something to do with photography, or
Yeah, you get at least partial credit. What caught in 4K?
you're in a porno.
77 points for that answer. All right, and I'm getting to the end of this. This one, how did 2 or more people meet up at a place before cell phones and smartphones? How'd they do it? Seems impossible.
I don't know.
They don't know? What?
Pager.
So for hundreds of millions of years of evolution, we're at this point. So we had a party, and there was more than just one person at the party, and like many people came. So any other ideas? All right.
A carrier pigeon?
There we go. All right.
We'd find her best friend and see if they would introduce us.
Exactly. There were, just listen up, there were people who were connectors, and they'd drive around, and then you'd talk to them, and then they'd stop here, and then you'd talk, and then the party would be overrun with people, right? You remember this? Yeah, you don't, because you're not here, because you're, never mind, home with the kids. All right, last question. Who is this for? Oh, I like this one. How does an Etch-a-Sketch work? You guys know Etch-a-Sketch? Okay, they know it. You know how it works?
Magnets?
Ooh, so close.
You just twist the knobs.
Are you an engineer? Because that was a good engineering answer from a social scientist. So, all right. So one more toss-up question. Whoever gets this right gets 4,000 points and wins a prize. Closest to the number, what are the parts per million of carbon measured in January of this year, and what were they in 1988? Parts per million. All right. What's that?
420 and 350.
All right. 420 and 350.
421 and 349.
Well, it was 349 and a half was the answer. You guys nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. So I'm going to go with the next question that I didn't ask you, which is what percent, and you guys can talk, what percent of Zers, Gen Zers voted in 2022 midterm election, and what percentage of boomers voted in that same election? Think about it. Whoever gets this wins the big prize, which is a Tesla.
36 to 60 boomers, 30 Gen Z.
Okay, that's a lot more. What do you guys think? Did you vote?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What do you think?
25-40.
Wow. All right. So the actual answer, you guys are correct that it was much lower, was 28% for the Zers and 65% for the Boomers. So the lesson here is what? Yeah. You want the Boomers making decisions for you? I mean, come on. You could run for Senate. Both of you. There's 2 seats open. You win easily. All right. Big round of applause for our contestants. Thank you so much, guys.